When I was in therapy and was learning how to overcome the magnitude of shame, being uncomfortable, being exploited by cis heterosexual men of privilege, usually white, I learned something in therapy. My therapist said, if a pious-sounding, wise person says something, immediately discount what you know about the person. Imagine if somebody said something. Imagine that they're a white, heterosexual male. Would it make you would it be creepy? That's how you can tell if, for the most part, if something is gross. So let's say a woman says she's looking for a virgin man. Someone who's never had sex, doesn't know what he likes, and it wants to be a great leader. She wants to be led by a Christian man. She wants him to be in charge, to have no body count. Remove the idea that a woman says it. If you thought a man of privilege said it, would it creep you out? The answer should be yes. If I hear a man or a woman saying, I want a virgin as a partner, the first thing that comes into my mind is something that Epstein would post to get people to come to one of his parties. Wants a virgin, wants someone that's never been touched by man, wants somebody who can be passive, submissive, know their place, and be silent. That's basically an ad for a predator. And yet, when a religious person says it, regardless of gender, we think it's something that should be applauded and looked up to. If anyone in privilege said they wanted the things that Christians say they want in a partner, we would immediately think that they were creepy and predatory. Like, anyone who wants a virgin is creepy. It shouldn't matter. As long as people understand consent, boundaries, they're informed enough to make well-rounded decisions, and they embrace enthusiastic consent and autonomy and agency, who cares what body count they got? Because body count doesn't make you more likely to be a good partner and not to cheat. It just doesn't. And a lot of these people who claim to be virgins, they're not. People like Josh Duggar, who claimed when he married Anna that he was a virgin, turned out he touched most of his sisters. So where there's sexual repression and creepy expectations and entitlement, that's where you're going to find a lot of bad people. And if someone says something, and it would sound creepy if a man who was heterosexual and privileged said it, and you would deem it creepy, then it's not something anybody should say. It's creepy. And if you think that having a virgin is more important than somebody with good morals, integrity, desire to share a life together without conforming to toxic gender roles, but you think body count and virginity is important, you should not be around any vulnerable people, especially kids. Because if you think virginity is more important than a kind spirit, talent, and skill outside of a kitchen or out of a daycare, you are a messed up person. You're not good partner material. And anyone who needs to be led by another person based on gender and body count is creepy. Decent people, they don't want a virgin. If they get one, who cares? But they're not going to discount someone to date just because they're not. It's creepy. A lot of things said in churches and by Christians is creepy. The idea that fathers date their daughters for purity balls is creepy. The idea that men are the gatekeepers to their daughter's purity and sexuality is creepy. Asking a father permission to marry a daughter is creepy. Most of the marriage traditions are creepy. But when people say that the most important thing is that their partner is a virgin who can cook, clean, and beget children, that is creepy. Because women have thousands of qualities that are more important than the ability to make a lasagna. And I'm not knocking people who can cook, but why are we expecting women to do the cooking? What are we? Living in a Jewish theocracy? If the woman wants to cook and she enjoys it, fine. But if a man won't make a woman a sandwich, why would he expect her to do the same for him? And that's the way life goes.